Well, it's another day, sadly. Have no beer. Oh my god. I got this transmission and engine out, but not without casualty. Wow. Yeah, so this sensor's destroyed, as you can clearly tell. This sensor's clearly, I mean, this whole deal is just effed. It needs to get replaced. But with this dim light BS we got going on here, this is what we need to get rid of. If you know anything about 2G DSM automatic transmissions or whatever, you know this is not correct. You guys probably can't tell, but I've modified it. Maybe you can. I know GoPros aren't great for light quality, but I modified that to work with a bracket. Now, see, here's the thing. This is what I believe they call a 4G Mirage, or 4G Mirage or 4G Colt, or actually 4G CSM, because it's a DSM, but it's Colt Summit Mirage is what CSM stands for. So Dodge Colt, Eagle Summit, Mitsubishi Mirage, and it works with like DSM but CSM, and you get it. So right here is the factory transmission bracket for an automatic all-wheel drive 1G. So 1Gs use a bracket on the transmission bolted onto the transmission and a mount bolted to the frame rail, same as these 4G, or actually I think 4G and 3G CSM do the same. So there's all sorts of different configurations of both these, the brackets, and the mounts. What I was trying to do is be crafty and slightly modify a factory mount location for a 2G, because this is the factory mount for this FA33 or whatever it is, front wheel drive 2G DSM transmission. I thought, okay, well, I modify it to accept this 1G bracket. I was like, okay, you know, that works. Bolts up. I only had to move one mount. It worked perfect. And then I figured, okay, so then it'll bolt right up to an automatic 1G mount on the frame. Well, it didn't. So, got to looking. Someone told me notch out the holes and use the factory one flipped. Didn't work. So, what we got to do now is go into the shed where I have a few spare transmission parts. Or, well, they're parts transmissions. They're no good, but they're good for like outer parts, and inner parts they both need to be rebuilt at the very minimum. So yeah, I found this from school out there, but I'm gonna run out there and grab that off, just so you guys can see the difference here. This is the modified and unmodified. Whether or not the video showed. Clearly see I modified it. Never claimed to be a welder nor a fabricator, that's for sure. I, believe it or not, I might have not actually done those welds. At the time it was a buddy, but now he's a, well, I take that back. He is a friend, but he is also now my brother-in-law. Used to come out here and help me a lot, and he always liked to weld, so I'd be willing to say that's his welding, but could be mine. I know him a lot better than that nowadays, but it's been a while. So yeah, there's the side-by-side. I don't know where it's at, but I bought a brand new OEM mount that goes on top of this. Mount that on the transmission. And then boom, so this goes on the transmission, then a mount that goes on top of that. But I don't know where I put the frickin' box. It's been rolling around in my 1990, and I just checked that yesterday. It's not in there, so I don't know where it could have went. I'm starting to get pissed because I've had it in my truck or my car so long that the OEM Mitsubishi tape like this that was on the box is like completely white. You can't even, like, all the red's almost barely pink, so you can almost barely tell what it says. But I thought I might have put it in here, but I'm not seeing anything. I am not seeing it. This is I mean, this is it. This is the mount, but this one I modified earlier to try and fit before I did that whole bracket. It's stupid. So I mean, I guess I could use this, but I want to use the new one, so. But yeah, as you can see, all the combination of mounts. That's a manual transmission mount right there. What's left of a motor mount from another car. This is a manual mount. Front roll stop. Just stupid stuff. I don't know what. Must be an engine wiring harness from something. Probably from my original Colt, yeah, because it's all torn. That, so I can modify that. My now probably completely dead battery. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm gonna keep looking. I mean, it's got to be somewhere around here. Checked my house, it wasn't there, so it's got to be somewhere close. Let me just preface this by saying I have ordered way too many things, way too many parts, and gotten way too many boxes in my lifetime. Still not an excuse. But I found the motherfucker because I was thinking something like this, but this size, or if you ever bought, purchased, whatever, OEM water pump from Mitsubishi. That's the kind of box I was picturing. Not this, even though it is very close. But this is her. Right here. I'm not even gonna say who I bought her from because I don't even. The only reason I bought from them was because they had a picture of this. So I knew for sure what it was, especially when I checked the part number. By the way, if you guys need a all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive brand ass new motor mount, right there, that's your part number. Look at that. Look at that thing. I'd whip out that old broken one, but I just don't even wanna. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this all set up and wham bam, thank you ma'am, know what I mean? Now comes kind of the part I don't really want to do, but I think probably the easiest way is, since this mount is probably the original, it's probably seen a lot better days. You can see it's cracked, and also you can see I've ground on it, so it's not even true. Find some frickin' way to hack this mount off, and I could bolt this to the frame rail, which I believe this is up, but since I've lopped out those holes, I don't think it matters which way I mount it now. I really shouldn't have done that. Realistically, I'll probably have to do something like this, but smaller, and put bushings in those holes where I drilled it, and then maybe weld those in and grind. I don't know, I'm gonna have to do something. It's not gonna, I can just see now that if I ever build this car up to be just stupid, like get a lot of torque or whatever, I can see it torquing up and just snapping the two bolts and then the other one's just rattling, but that's neither here nor there. So the plan is to cut this mount off this bracket, then go pilfering for all the metal I've had that's been moved here, there, and everywhere else. But at the same time, I took the cross member out that I was speaking about earlier, right there. I've had this out before because the bolts and those bushings are all, I was about to say Loctite, but that's not Loctite-tid. It's anti-seized or anti-sneezed or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I'm gonna try and find a way to cut that thing off without taking 38,000 hours. Yeah, I probably look a little goofy, but guess what? I've worked around a lot of air, pneumatic power tools and stuff, that my hearing has gone to crap, and astigmatisms, or my astigmatism doesn't help me, along with God knows what other else junk that affects my sight. So let's try not kill ourselves here, or set my camera on fire, but here we go. So we got this thing kind of sorted here. This is the back side. I just did some cleaning up just because, you know, why not? But that's what we got, at least for now. Essentially, what I ended up doing is cutting that, and that released this whole insert here. And then I just cut these pieces off. I'm gonna clean up, and I don't even know, I mean, it's 6:22, so it's nice actually having people willing to help you. So on days like today, you know, you could actually get somewhere. But now it's Sunday, so I have to have this place cleaned up so they can operate a business here, which is what it is. So yeah, that if you have friends that help you a lot, make sure to get out and help them a lot, or at least just help them when they need it, because if they're willing to invest lots of time to help you out, what kind of person are you if you don't return the favor? So I'm going to get going on this.